What's going up, everybody? This is Jeff with Altcoin Buzz. All right, not a lot going up right now. So let's take a look at what we know about the market right now and what we can do to benefit the most from it. So right now, Ripple is really the only one that's strong alongside its fork or friend, Stellar Lumens. Between these two, Ripple and Stellar, everything else is really taking a hit. But we're still up over the last 7 days. Now, what's the bright side to having a sea of red in the last 24 hours? So with money coming out of the market, more than likely, big money. Some of you guys are pulling profits. Some people are cashing out for Christmas. You have to keep in mind, guys, a lot of people are going to be spending time with their family. So the market over the next few days, all the way up until Christmas, maybe just after Christmas, it's possible that it could kind of temper down a bit because of the holiday. And people's, a lot of people made a lot of money with cryptocurrencies. So just keep in mind that there is that possibility. We're in uncharted territory. We've never seen a cryptocurrency market where we've had this much of a bull run. We might not ever even see it again at this time, or we might see it again next year if everything continues to charge through next year. So there's a couple different dynamics. Just remember, download to your memory bank what it's like now and see if you can get some insight heading into next year's Christmas, right? So we've got a couple things to keep an eye on. Typically when Christmas comes, people spend time with their family, so they're not going to be hawking the YouTube channel or hawking the cryptocurrency market, paying attention to everything like they are right now. Some of them might be, though. They might be slipping away with some of that eggnog to go sit down at the computer and go push a couple trades that are going on. But for the most part, we can anticipate that a lot of people are going to be with their families for the holiday. So with that being said, we don't know exactly how that's going to affect the market. But here leading into Christmas, here in December 21st, which is today, we're seeing a lot of red. And that could be an indication of some whales getting ready to, pack it up for the holidays. You're pulling into Friday, which is probably a half day for most firms and stuff like that. So maybe we're seeing some money come off the table, people taking that money, and maybe they're going to go celebrate the holiday. But because there's still new money coming in, this will keep going up. So as this keeps going up, institutional investors are probably taking money off the table. Then this goes up again. More institutional investors take money off the table. It's like, so there's more, money's coming in, new money's coming in, but whales are like, they keep taking it, it looks like. And they're taking it out of Bitcoin because it doesn't look, usually you'll see one or the other. Either this will be in green and this will be in red, all the other coins, or this will be in red and everything else will be in green. So it's not like there's some sort of transfer happening. It's just universally there's money coming out of the market. So you'll see this number, like it'll rise up to 613 billion, and then all of a sudden you'll see it pump down to 590 billion. That's $20 billion come out of the market in the flick of a wrist, really. I mean, we've even seen it sometimes up to $30 billion at a time. Like you'll refresh it, and next thing you know, whoa, it was just at 613 billion. Then you'll see, man, it's at 590 billion. What the heck just happened? And that's just money just constantly pouring in and out. So new money's coming in, but institutional investors taking money off the table as it's coming in. And that's kind of frustrating because we're like, let that thing boom. But they will. They let it boom, See, like these drop-offs, these are a series of whales. It's not just one whale. You can kind of tell. All right, see, like right here. And there's probably a bunch of whales in the market just kind of periodically taking their turns at pulling money out. Now, if they all started pulling money out at the same time, that would be big. But the more we know, or we don't even know if that's the case for a fact, we're just assuming that that's what it looks like. We're just making the assumption. But our assumptions are probably close to what could be more than likely going on based on the fact that we know that there's whales in the market right now who move the market. That's one of the benefits of this growing. As more and more people come in, individual whales won't be able to flash crash and break the market like they've been able to do. And as some of these whales who've been holding on to Bitcoin and some of these other large positions for a long time start to take money off, basically sell their positions, that takes them out of the market for being able to flash crash or even bring down the market. There's some people out there who still hold 1% of the Bitcoin. If that group of people who hold 1% of the Bitcoin pull out, that's going to have a significant effect on the market. And if they collaborate with some of their other 1% of the market of Bitcoin, because you have to remember, they own 1% of the Bitcoin, but like 10% of the Bitcoin's lost forever, maybe even 20% of the Bitcoin's lost forever. So that 1% is even more magnified when they take profits. And they probably own a lot more because of being able to grow their liquidity through their power. You know, once you get to a certain level, you can move weight big time. And when you're moving weight in a bull market, that weight just expands times 10. And so if they had $1 billion coming in, now they got 10 billion. So you get the idea of how that growth is also affecting them. But when they're taking profit, it's hopefully chipping away at their power as more money pours in. That's a good thing to take this centralized power away from that individual whale. That's kind of something to keep an eye on. And, you know, we're making assumptions based on that. But if you just think about how one person with a lot of money in the market could affect the market. I mean, we still aren't even at the same, the cryptocurrency market has still less value than the company of Apple. Apple's worth, I want to say, nearly $1 trillion. We haven't even reached the valuation in the whole market of Apple. I think Microsoft is near $1 trillion also. So these companies have massive amounts of money, and some of these companies, just one company is worth more than the whole cryptocurrency market right now. Several of them, Google included. So you have to realize it's not very hard for whales to manipulate this market right now. Now, with that being said, what does that mean for you, the average everyday investor, when you see red like this? This is an indication of a buying opportunity. So it's either, remember we mentioned it earlier in the previous videos, it's either a selling opportunity or a buying opportunity. And then if you're not doing either, going left or right, you're holding, you're staying put, you're not doing anything. Okay? So right now I'm holding. I'm not doing anything. I have, actually I take that back. I'm actually buying. I've actually bought some Bitcoin at this price, realizing that it could go up or it could go down, but I'm, you know, putting a little bit of money into Bitcoin right now. I'm not really trying to get into anything too crazy at the moment, but I haven't really been digging in to see what's out there as far as buying opportunities. I mean, a lot of you who've been trying to get into Tron, with it being down 21%, you might be interested in that. Where can we get, where's something down 30%? Is there anything down like big time? Tron's the biggest one. Tron's down the most. Einsteinium's down 27% over the last 7 days. See, that's what happens if you got FOMO'd in on Einsteinium for all those weeks that it was up, for those days that it was up. Man, what's this, Metaverse ETP? I'm not really seeing too much, like I'm looking for like, it looks like Tron is the one that's down the most off its all-time high. That's why when you guys were asking me if it was time to buy Tron, I was like, are you kidding? It said an all-time high. Verge, 24 cents, it's off 24% off its high. Maybe now is a good time to get into Verge. But this isn't financial advice. I'm not giving financial advice. I'm not getting into Verge because I already got my position at 0.01. I'm looking for the next Verge down here. I'm looking for the next big run. I'm not looking to jump into Verge at all-time highs. But if you're trying to get into Verge at this price, off down 20% over the last 24 hours, yeah, that would be the time you would consider getting into a position. So, but if I'm trying to do anything in the market right now, it's right here. It's at the top, number one. This is where I'm seeing the biggest buying opportunity. But I'm also going to continue to accumulate as it goes lower. So if it goes to $10,000, when some people are panic selling, I'm going to be like, been waiting for this opportunity to get more Bitcoin. This is strengthening my Bitcoin position. So if it goes down to $10,000, I'm not panicking because why? I'm not selling at $10,000. I'm accumulating. So because I'm in this for I'm not trying to sell my Bitcoin in 2017, and I'm not trying to sell it in Q1 of 2018. Even if it goes to 50,000, I'm still not selling my Bitcoin in Q1. That's me personally. So when I see it go in the red, I'm like, buying opportunity. That's the first thing that comes to my head. As a matter of fact, countless times throughout the months, when it was in the red and people were panicking and they were freaking out, I was saying, where's my buying opportunities? Where's my accumulation points? So what was the best buys? You know, what's on sale is kind of the way you take a look at it. So when I see red, I see sale. Now, when you see red, you see what? Panic? You see like, wow, I can't sell it today, right? So maybe we're just working with you guys on that. And, you know, I see a lot of maturity in the comments right now. I'm seeing, I mean, if we go to Instagram, I'm seeing a lot of just really mature comments. Let's take a look on Instagram, see what's out there. Okay, so I've noticed that ever since Wall Street has joined, they have been causing huge corrections every 2 days. Can you talk about this in your YouTube channel? Okay, Zeke17. It's funny because I didn't even see that comment until now. So this is maturity. Zeke17 has enough maturity right now in the game to know that Wall Street, aka whales, are able to play with the market, because they have so much pull. Me and you coming in with $1,000 every week, it just doesn't mean anything to the market when someone's coming in with millions of dollars to the market. And we all know those exist because they move big money. Why, if you had millions of dollars and you had, let's say you had $50 million, and what's it to you to put $1 million into the cryptocurrency market that's getting 10 times gains all across the board and turn that million into 10 million? And then you take that 10 million and maybe you split that and take 5 million profit, and then you just play with 5 million and then double down again and put it at 15 million. This is the kind of stuff that's happening right now. So these whales are actually getting more powerful. Sure, you're getting more powerful, but these whales are getting even more powerful. But the thing is, as the whales start talking, more whales come in, and then the individual whales manipulating the market don't have as much power. So the other whales are kind of able to push back against those other whales unless they're conspiring and colluding to just, they're like, hey, so today I'm going to pull the money out just to let you know, let's pull out at the same time, and let's set the algorithm to pull out at noon at the exact same time, or let's do graduated pullouts, you know, something like that. Then they're colluding to manipulate the market. But then you guys, if you guys are going to complain and say, well, where's the SEC, where's the government on this to stop these guys from doing this? Let's get a regulated market, because right now we're in an unregulated market. So do you want a regulated market, or do you want to let Wall Street continue to pull the stunts that they're playing? It's not just Wall Street, because China is still playing in the market through the Korean won. The Japanese yen still in the game. You've got euros in the game. We don't even know where the Saudi dollars are coming from, but you know they're in it. So, you know, you gotta, or do you want to stay decentralized? So are you going to call on the government to come in and keep these whales at bay? Or are you just going to say, well, I'm going to have to learn the game. You have to play the game. If you know the whales are playing the game, how are the whales playing the game? And that's what we got to study. That's what we got to get our finger on the pulse on. Okay? So we got two dynamics at play. We know the whales are bringing in more money. We know they're also taking money off the table, but we know that the market's overall going to continue to go up. Well, we don't know that for a fact because we don't know anything. Nothing's for a fact. Anyone who tells you anything is for a fact would be incorrect. But we have a great deal of confidence to say that it appears that the market's going to continue to grow based on what we see. And then you hear the calls about when is the correction, when is the bubble pop? Well, the bubble pop's basically when the whales come in and they say, hey, like basically 4 or 5 whales get together, they go meet on their private island, and they say, hey, so on March 13th at around about 1 a.m. In Eastern Standard Time, we're going to start gradually pulling money out of the market and do a crack and correct the market, and then we're going to take the profits and, you know, go buy that other island over there. I mean, we know that that's what the elitists do. It's not a conspiracy. It's just basically collaborating with their cronies in the good old boys club, and us guys out here, we're like, wait, what about us? But the thing is, some of you guys are going to go up on some big money and you're going to come ahead. Some of you might end up becoming whales yourself. Are you going to abuse your whale power? You know, are you going to be whales who are going to abuse the little guy? Or are you going to be, you know, like, how are you going to go about it? Because you can also be a whale and be ethical about it, right? You don't have to just be like, bring them in and bait them, hook them, and then drop them. Slam us on our butts, you know, like the worst case scenario would be that the whales pull out all the money and all of us go broke because some whales decided to get greedy and take all the money out at the same time and leave everyone high and dry. That's the worst case scenario. And at that point, you're going to say, well, I wish it wasn't decentralized because I wish the government was in it to regulate it. So we're in a deregulated market that's decentralized. We're in an unregulated market, I should say. So it's a double-edged sword. And if you're choosing to be in the game and deal with the likes of the Goldman Sachs, you just have to realize that's what's going down. We're going from bull markets to corrections. We haven't even seen the bear yet. When do we know when the bear is going to come? Well, that would be when the whales decide to turn it into a bear market. But there's too much investor interest out there right now about Bitcoin for it to really go bear. It could go bear, but there's like a 20% chance we could see a bear on the horizon. Like for now, we're just looking at the bull. But the bear is always going to linger. You just don't know where the bear is on the woods. But right now, he's not really sniffing around the campsite. But at some point, he could come searching if a couple whales decide to, you know what. So you got bears, whales, and bulls. It's funny because, anthropomorphizing the market, right? So that's interesting. Anyways, guys, this is Jeff with Altcoin Buzz. You can follow us on Instagram. Let's go ahead and take a look at some more comments on Instagram here. Wait to pull back until 13K and go in again. So HNFXZ talking about, he's talking about if Bitcoin goes down to 13,000, that's when he's going to try and jump in. So he's got his price point for Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin pulls back down to 13K, he's jumping in. And it's getting close. I mean, it's continually pulling down. Someone's taking money out of the market. That's what it is. I see USD up here. I hardly see any Korean won. I see a little bit of Korean won and Japanese yen. So it's mostly USD. But then again, that's just at the top. I also see a lot of Bitcoin money going into Ripple right now. You can see Bitcoin to XRP. There's money coming into Ripple. So people are investing their Bitcoin into Ripple, it looks like. See, that's what you get when you just pull up the chart. You just discover BTC XRP. That's not XRP going into Bitcoin. It could be some of that. It looks like it's Bitcoin going to Ripple. Let's see what else we see here. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if Wall Street's playing, Tokyo's playing, Seoul's playing, Seoul, South Korea. So anyways, guys, you can follow us on Twitter. You can follow us on Instagram. If you're new here to this channel, you can subscribe to our channel and you get notifications when videos like this drop. And we'll see you guys next time. Oh, if you're trying to follow us on Twitter, it's altcoinbuzzio.